blame, you mad at
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the bullroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm middle P. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the bullroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our daily live AMA and giveaway event. We have an awesome giveaway at the end today for our pre-sale competition. As usual, I'm joined by my co-hosts with the most, both LA and team members now. LA and Bull, how are you guys?
Ladies first.
Yeah. Go ahead, LA, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. All right, Bull, how about you, bro? I know you were fighting a little bit of a cold, so feeling better today?
I'm on the upswing. It's a challenging one, so you just like you deal with what you got, and you just push on through.
100%, brother. Well, again, well wishes to you, as always, Bull. So, all right, everybody. Well, we have another jam-packed AMA today. We are probably going to be moving to kind of an every other day structure, especially now with the holidays. Things are going to be pretty hectic, as we move into the end of the year and early next. So, again, we're not going anywhere. Just these AMAs are going to be getting harder and harder to do as we continue to build in the background. So just giving everybody a heads up, I appreciate all your patience when it comes to that. Again, these AMAs are what make us, different in the space, and we're big on communication. That will never be going anywhere. Just we may be altering our schedule a little bit. So, giving everybody a heads up on that. We have a ton of end of the year partnerships that I can't wait to announce today. One of which we just released. Well, the first one we released about a day ago, and then the second one we just released on our Telegram and our Discord. So I'm going to go into detail on all of that. We're going to talk a little bit about the pre-sale on both Power Up NFT and Detonator Defenders. And then again, we're going to wrap it up with those two winners, giving away $2,000 in EMP ETH LP at the end. So, all right, all that being said, the first major partnership that we announced is Truth Seeker. So I know a lot of you may have heard, good things, bad things. For us, any time that we partner with a protocol, the idea is that we want more people that care about EMP than don't care about EMP, and we really needed to have a seat at the table, when and if Truth Seekers is able to deliver on everything that they say they can deliver. So, again, I personally like the project. A lot of our VIP members got in on the seed round. All of you are still up from that. I like Dow King, I like Lou, I like what they're doing, but obviously we would never have a partnership that would potentially jeopardize EMP. So this was a base code audit from TrueSeeker. So they looked at our base code, again, a Tomb Finance fork, and all those audit results will be released shortly. I already have them, but some we may be able to fix. That they saw. One in particular is a high slippage on the swapper, so we're gonna try to update that and get them to uh, up our score even higher. But everything came back, looks amazing. Again, we want people looking into the code. We want it to be fully transparent, but we did not give them access to the detonator code. So again, the detonator is proprietary. We do have a non-disclosure agreement with Paladin, which will be another audit that does go into the detonator code, and that will be later on. So I know some of you had some concerns about us, giving access to that code to an unproven auditor, so to speak. So rest assured that we did not do that, and that we are confident in, all the things that TrueSeekers found. No major issues whatsoever, and everything that was found, we're going to try to address before we make that audit public. So again, shout out to TrueSeekers. For us, it was also a big marketing play as well. I think that again, having a seat at the table, so to speak, is very beneficial, and they have big plans. So moving forward, I think if they can deliver on even half of what they have said, it could be a bullish project. So, and we'll have Lou on a future AMA to go into a little bit more about True Seekers. I think they are distributing their pre-sale NFTs in the next few days. They also now have staking on their platform, so go check them out. Show them some love, and again, we'll post our audit from them within the next few days after Jake has a chance to respond. Again, Jake has been a super slammed both personally and code wise, so we appreciate all your patience. We are trying to get all the pre-sales out. Again, if you bought a Detonator Defender in the pre-sale, you still have not received your full set, but you hopefully will within the next 24 hours. We hope to have it out today, but things are delayed again. We have not initiated the deposit into Detonator either. So again, all the smart contracts need to be tested on mainnet before we do all that. So nobody has missed out on anything. Rewards will all be credited. Again, we said from the beginning it would be 14 days after mint. So we're hoping to have it out sooner than that for sure. But nobody's missed anything. Same with Power Up NFTs. That reward distribution will probably be first because that mint ended first. So the Power Up will go live on the same link that you minted from, and then Detonator Defender will be shortly after that. So all the UI is done. Again, our freelance team has been helping with all that, but the actual smart contracts we really want Jake to be doing, just to make sure there's no potential exploit. So again, I appreciate your patience, and we'll get there. So Buller LA, I know you just want to corroborate my story. We've been trying to get him, out the door, but a little bit longer.
Yeah, like everything. Sometimes stuff takes longer. Sometimes stuff like comes up, like in the case of Jake in his personal life. He's got a really special moment in his life, and he's taking time with family. I think like everybody here is going to do, or maybe should do, especially around the holidays, and take that time to enjoy family and friends. Always stepping back from crypto a little bit, especially in a time where it's hectic and scary. We should step away and enjoy the time this time of the year, especially Christmas, as a non-religious even holiday, right? Like everybody loves Christmas. Everybody likes getting gifts. So take that time to step back and, enjoy time with family or friends, or you know what? Go buy yourself a gift, whatever it might be, something that you enjoy doing, some books or, a subscription to something. That's always a good thing. And, yeah. So just make sure you're always taking time for yourself to, enjoy who you are and, building a better you day by day by day.
Absolutely, Bill, no doubt. And again, we've yet to miss a deadline. Again, that 14-day window, we are still confident we're going to be able to get everything done by then. We just want to make sure that everything is ready to roll. So we not only do we meet our deadlines, but we also don't open ourselves up to any potential, issues by rushing things. So, yeah, all right, awesome. Um, another major partnership. So this has been something I've been working on behind the scenes. Again, I know a lot of things seem rushed, but that's because we've been working on things, for weeks, if not months, before these announcements come out. So we have a very awesome partnership with Up Finance. So again, I just posted this in all of our socials. It is from the same people behind Warfi, WARFI, Warfi. They have a play to earn game. Jason Baxter is a doxed player in the space. That is his project. He's a great guy. I've gotten to know him over the last few weeks. Uh, and I love, what he brings. Again, the idea of making DeFi a better place together. And that being said, their lead developer is also a very prominent figure in the space for Up Finance, and that is NB. So a lot of you guys might know him from Grape Finance. So they have a really killer team they put together. They're very new. They just finished their pre-sale. They raised about $800,000 for the Up token, and it's essentially the same token economics as MDB Plus. Or a lot of these tokens that we see coming out that are only able to appreciate in price. And a lot of people have no idea how that's even possible. Um, and it is a bit complicated to wrap your head around, but essentially there will be a buy and sell tax on the token, and that allows a small percentage of that to continue over collateralizing the token itself, and therefore pushing the price up in the process. So it's a very unique economic model that we have been really interested in, but really hadn't figured out a way to apply it to our ecosystem in the most beneficial way possible until now. So this was something on the roadmap, but again, trying to take some things off Jake's plate, and having a competent team that not only can help us launch this, but also, that co-marketing element. Again, all partnerships we do are for, more eyeballs as well. We are excited to announce Up EMP. So this is the same sort of concept. Again, there's a graphic in our socials that will help kind of, explain how this works a little bit better. But it will be a secondary token that is collateralized with EMP. So you buy this Up EMP with your EMP, and again, there's a small tax going in and a small tax going out. And the idea is through daily volume and those taxes, you're able to earn more EMP than what you started with, because when you cash out Up EMP, you get EMP back at a higher ratio. So again, it is all a bit new to a lot of you, and we're gonna have Jason on to explain as well. We'll have a bunch of graphics to help. But what you really need to take away from this is an amazing way to add more utility to EMP, to add an additional burn mechanism on EMP, to give everybody that has spare EMP another avenue to earn. And all that being said, is a way to lock up more EMP as well, so there's less circulating supply. So this is really a win-win-win-win, all the way around. And we're going to release the total percentages that we will be taking. We're probably going to go a bit aggressive with it. So there will be, nothing too crazy as far as taxes, but enough to where it really makes it exciting to participate. And, if you have some EMP from your nodes or you've been holding on to, and you don't want to go into Splinterlands or any of our other use cases, this could be a really great way to get involved with a more, high risk play. Because again, the risk is that you have to be in the token long enough to outweigh those taxes. But I mean, if we get a lot of volume on this token, which I think we will, again, up EMP, it could be a massive burn on EMP, which again should really help peg as well. So I think it's a win-win. Again, I know a lot of you may be, a little confused on how it's going to work, but we'll get all that info to you. If you're a VIP member, you'll have an early access opportunity that we'll be posting later tonight. Again, nothing majorly as an unfair advantage, but a way to reward the VIP members of getting in early. And yeah, I mean, we just gotta see how it goes. This is a great way to prove the partnership with both, Up and EMP. And if it goes smooth, which I'm sure it will, we also have plans of doing an Up eShare token as well, which would do the exact same benefits to eShare and give another use case. So, Bull, I don't know if you're too familiar with how these operate, but I think it's a bullish move for sure. So I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I'll speak generically about it, and let people make up their own minds. But the way I look at it is anything that we can do to add, another utility to EMP, and this is somewhat what we were talking about. Was it a few days ago, a week ago? I don't even remember the days, but and it's that idea of finding, utility outside of the ecosystem. And the fact that, I was talking to my friend today about this, that EMP is different than a lot of projects in DeFi, because a lot of projects in DeFi don't really have an ecosystem per se. They're like attaching into another ecosystem to earn a yield. And that's okay, right? Because those are the players that we want, or the ecosystems that we want. And, the ability to look at DeFi as a financial Lego, and EMP as that, that ground floor kit that everything can attach to, that bigger flat piece that you can build a city onto, right? And so I look at that and say, okay, cool. We have, a number of different, and I know Old Man Crypto is asking, for some EMP use cases today, because we had talked about this, mentioned it maybe a couple months ago. And I look at it and say, okay, cool. We have another ecosystem that wants to build into EMP, right? And by the sound of it, it looks like they have their own, ecosystem as well, but in a sense attaching to, potentially other ecosystems. But that's a good thing, so long as we all have like that same ideal in mind about making DeFi a better place, that the economics are sound. But ultimately, these are Legos. They can always be detached. Like if it's counterproductive, and I'm not saying that it is, but I think the Lego like imagery is really easy for people to see and understand. Like, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, pick it up and snap it off. Is this a presale? No, this is a utility outside of the ecosystem, obviously, that, they're attaching to this ecosystem, just like growth does. Another great project, the ability to earn yield from our ecosystem, and those guys investing their time, their capital, their energy to make products that support EMP. And this is the same type of idea of building extra utility. And we have to point out that, I don't want to say anybody can do this, but this is crypto, and anybody can make projects that attach to one project or another, and they don't need people's consent. But to have that official partnership, you have to kind of go through that whole process so that it's beneficial for everybody. Like you said, to check the code, to check, the character of the player, so to speak, and to make sure that it's a right fit. Because ultimately, when you have that partnership, you want it to be, mutually beneficial, not just one way.
Yeah, no doubt. Totally, Bull.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so, that mutually beneficial goes further than just money, right? And darn too, like I missed the rollover for Detonator. So congratulations to the pool. And so the point here is that it's more than just money. Like your communities have to fit together and, and not like attack other members. And so like, I know there's a really good person here that, like was being attacked, and, actually by a couple different communities, and like, that's not cool. And so like, I look at it as like, it's not just about the money. It's about like a social fit. It's about like a character fit. It's about like that end goal fit, and because like anybody can go invest money anywhere, but shouldn't it be like fun to be around those people? Shouldn't it be rewarding, not just financially, but like socially? Like you want to come back and like, you're like, damn, like that guy, like, let's just use NB as an example. That is a really interesting person to talk to, right? Like they have some really cool ideas. And that's how really neat shit gets created, right? Like, we don't all, like, I think there's probably very few people in the world that could do all of this stuff, and think of it in a vacuum and create it. There's very few people, but all like, like I'll just say all of us regular people, you have to find other people that have skills that you don't. Other projects have to find other projects that don't have things that they don't have, to find some type of mutually beneficial arrangement. And that's what this is all about. This is seeing how all those pieces can fit together. And in the event that they don't, well, you disconnect them just like you would any type of Legos. And, this isn't a foreshadowing of anything to come. This is just a representation of how like I see it personally. And, I always hope for the best. And, like you put that best foot forward and you do everything possible, to make that work, to build that strong foundation. And I think that's what, one of your mantras always is creating those relationships in the background. Like, excuse me, nobody like, can we ever see anybody that says you're an a-hole? I haven't seen anybody. Matter of fact, I see everybody talking really, highly about your character. They might not like EMP, but they do like you. And so that's what I think this space needs to be about, is supporting one another. If you don't like their project, cool. You can still like the person. And, but when these projects come together and these communities come together, they need to be, like a really good fit to add value to one another. And fighting and arguing and, puffing up your chest like you have the best project ever, or you're the smartest person in the room. Nobody wants that. Frankly, it comes off really, really poorly. And, if you're arguing with people, like, I think we've all heard this expression in the past, like, if you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say something. Because when you talk poorly about somebody else, all it does is make you look like the fool. And so, that's just a little advice from me to you or anybody that's listening. Like, we have to strive to be better people to ourselves and to other people. And that's where real value is created. Like I was talking to my friend about this today, and, very few people really understand the code or the math behind these projects. It's the belief that these things are going to work. It's the belief that people create this like value within crypto, because they bring their money here, they bring their emotions here, they bring all of these things here, and that's what creates value in crypto. And so you can build a project strictly based on money, but it can get drained quickly just based on money. So if you want a project to last longer, you build a strong foundation and you work on it just like you would any type of relationship in the world, because this is a social financial relationship that we're all in. And you can spend time, being a jerk, or you can be cool about stuff. And like, if you don't like something, find a constructive way to criticize that and fix it and build a better project, because ultimately anything that we do, to build it in a constructive, critical way, and cool, be skeptical, but anything that we can add, like in that positive manner, that's going to add value to this project and longevity to the project. So that's what I would hope that everybody would focus on. But if you don't, that's cool too. But that's, I guess, what I have to say, generically speaking.
Yeah, no, Bull, I love it, man, and I love your Lego analogy. I know we used to talk about that a lot, and then we got away from it. But yeah, I mean, I say puzzle pieces a lot, but Lego works as well. I mean, it's all modular and how it fits into EMP, because I think that's the number one criticism that as far as partnerships is that people, when we partner with a protocol at EMP, they don't want it to negatively impact EMP, and number two, they don't want it to distract from EMP. And I get that. That's, as a community, you guys and gals should be asking, those sort of questions. But we as a team, do the due diligence that is required. And, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes longer. I mean, I've been talking with Grape and NB for literally 7 months. And he has deep seigniorage protocol knowledge. And, I mean, we've just been trying to figure out the best thing that would work for both of us. And we didn't have a good fit, and now we do. So, again, I think everything, plays in to what we're doing. It's a win-win for everybody else. Again, not to get too far ahead of the game, but a lot of you have been asking for taxes on EMP itself, and unfortunately, we again have not come up with a good solution with that, because we don't want a potential exploit. It is on the table, we are discussing it, but a token like this with up EMP, you still get those taxes, um, but it's through a wrapped version, basically, or a secondary token that accomplishes all of that. And who knows, if this goes well, maybe we do like a one-to-one migration on nodes, where again, if you're using nodes the right way, it's beneficial. If you're not, then you're getting a little bit of a tax to help reduce that sell pressure. So there's just so many ways that we can, adapt the code, like Bull said, in a modular way, or like Lego pieces, to have that end goal that supports everybody involved. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it. And once again, we're able to really have you wrap your head around how the economics work. I think a lot of you are going to be really bullish. And again, anything that burns EMP and locks up supply at the same time is a total win-win, especially where we are right now. So I think it'll really do wonders for PEG on top of everything else we're already doing for PEG. And last point I wanted to make was typically these tokens have the most appreciation or value with volume. So if you have a lot of volume on these tokens because of the buying and selling taxes, that's what makes these things go crazy in terms of price appreciation. Well, we have the number one solution on creating volume, and that's a detonator. So again, we could then implement these into future detonator style contracts, which, like Bull said, the Lego pieces fit together perfectly, and we provide a solution to, the equation, and it's just again another win-win for everybody. So, all of that is just speculation at this point. Anything that I just mentioned is not set in stone at all. But we think in terms of 5 steps ahead. So, the initial partnership is today, but we're already thinking of, 5 or 6 steps down the road of how to implement this even further. So, all of that is on the table. We're really excited for that. And again, obviously, we'll still be in control as much as we can. But other platforms, taking some of the heavy lifting off of our development is also bullish. And again, especially with developers and people that we trust and are here for the right reasons. So yeah, I'm really excited. And I know LA, we were talking LA. I know you're still trying to wrap your head around it too, but I think even from a marketing perspective, which is your wheelhouse, I think it's always good to have, more exposure to, other projects and EMP. So, right? I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but
Yeah, for sure. And I'm personally really excited to get to exposure to their community and get to know some new people over there, especially if they're just launching. They probably have a lot of excitement around around their community and their project right now, and
totally.
they're probably putting a lot of marketing dollars in right now, and so it's a good time. So
Yep, 100% LA, and you're 100% right because that's another reason why we need to get it out is they included this EMP announcement in their wrap-up announcement of their pre-sale, and they raised $800,000 in their pre-sale. So again, you know, uh, it's amazing that projects can raise that amount of money, especially in a bear market. So again, I'm super excited for their ecosystem, how it plugs in with EMP and what this will mean moving forward together as well. So the tentative dates um, are a Christmas Day launch on Up EMP. Again, it will be determining on whether the code is ready, whether we have all of our ducks in a row. VIP will have early access again, and we'll put more info in VIP about that. But again, nothing unfair, just a little perk for the VIP members. And yeah, again, all that will be released. There will be a white paper, I'm sure. Uh, they'll be putting that together with us. And again, if Up EMP goes well, then we would very soon after implement an Up eShare, which has a whole nother way of benefiting the ecosystem. And again, accomplishing everything that we want to. So I'm excited. Again, partnerships are bullish, especially the right partnerships. And I get that there could be some hesitation. And obviously, a partnership is not, ever financial advice. But, again, I think that it adds another element. Somebody in chat said, would this be a better version than bonds? Or more beneficial in buying these than bonds? So, again, the short answer is not really because they're totally different. And I think that this Up EMP, maybe fit more that degen side where people want to, speculate on the price going up. Bonds are more of a guarantee, especially if you believe that we're going to go back to peg. Nodes are great if you want to utilize them to earn or to pair up with more ETH to make LP. So again, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. We just offer a ton of different options for those of you depending on your investment style. So, and if you have some extra EMP, you don't know what to do with it. Again, you're not into Splinterlands, or maybe you already have a big bag of Splinterlands. You're not into growth DeFi, or maybe you already have a big bag of growth. This would be a great way to put some, EMP into another potential earner. Again, just with the spare EMP you have, not any, additional funds as far as BNB or BUSD or ETH, just straight up EMP that will lock up a ton of EMP and burn it. So. Really excited for what that is going to play out with. All right,
Speaking of
go ahead.
cool guys with style, I think Chris Farrell had his hand raised.
Oh, right on, Chris. What's up, brother? I didn't even see you there. How are you, man? Can you hear me?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're about 10 feet underwater, but we can hear you. Yeah.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I think I accidentally hit my phone. I didn't mean to put my hand up, but it's very nice to hear you all, and it's exciting to hear about this Up EMP. I'm just driving back from a night out with family in London, so apologies, no question, but enjoying the AMA and nice to hear you all.
All right, awesome, Chris. Yes, brother, as always. Much love to you. And again, speaking of partnerships, Chris has a lot in the works for 2023 as well from a marketing standpoint. I'd love to have you
Yes.
on, Chris, and we can go over that in detail in the next few months too, brother. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you, guys. Yeah, there's lots of exciting stuff. So
Yeah.
thank you, chaps. But very nice to hear you all.
All right, brother. Have a great night. And much love to you. All right, there
Thank
you
you.
have it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
AJ.
yeah, no
Thank you,
worries,
guys.
brother. Yeah, I love it. Just checking in. Again, whether it was a mishap or not, we always love to hear from our community on the AMA. So, yeah, again, everything that we do at EMP is for the betterment of the community. I think a lot of people, we say it a lot that the decisions we make are for the benefit of the protocol, and I think sometimes people get that confused as being beneficial for the team or, ulterior motives. But when we say everything we do is for the betterment and sustainability of the protocol, that it translates to all of you and all the community. I mean, EMP is a community-owned project, especially now. I mean, in the beginning, um, a lot of team members had larger allocations from having the Genesis rounds, but now, with all the emissions of eShare and EMP over the last, 11 months, a lot of the earlier positions in EMP, don't even matter anymore because everybody else has had time to accumulate and have ownership of the protocol overall. So we're really proud of that. Um, again, being a community-driven project, especially as we continue to move into the new year. And we are going to be extending emissions on eShare. I know that we've talked about that a lot. We will have all that announcement done again. That's the next priority after the NFTs. Once all the distribution contracts and reward contracts are done, um, we'll be updating our white paper and giving a full rollout plan on the extended eShare emissions as well. So 2023 will be amazing, um, and we just have to get there. I know, it's always frustrating to see PEG go down. The market sentiment is still really rough. There's still a ton of Binance FUD, but we can only do what we can do. And partnerships like what we announced today are just another, weapon in our arsenal to get us back to where we want to be. So, all right, awesome. I think, all right, so we're gonna give away the two winners, but before we get to that, we did have a question about a detonator auto compounder. Um, obviously with pay going down, we are seeing, pool balances on detonator and detonator as a service contracts go down as well. Um, even that being said, we are working on some tweaks to make detonator even more sustainable. Hopefully, we'll be able to release that in quarter 1 of this year, if not sooner. But all that being said, I know a lot of you have been asking for an auto compounder in detonator as a service contract, and we've really had to tread lightly with that because we don't want to have something that is counterproductive to the game theory of detonator. So again, there is a reason that we have a rollover. There's a reason that we encourage people to interact every day. And if it was on an auto compounder, it would eliminate all of that. So, however, we are entertaining more of a subscription model where you get the benefit of auto compounding from a time perspective, but you also have to give up some to the pool. So that subscription model would be feeding detonator and whatever detonator as a service that you apply it to have the pool balance still come out ahead even with an auto compounder. So I don't know. Does that make sense, Bull or LA? I don't know if you want to elaborate more on that. And as far as implementation, we're at least another few months out, but we are looking into it.
Yeah. I think everybody can see that the NFTs were the first, I don't want to call it proof of concept, but like the proof of use for that,
sure.
because, let's face it. And, like I said, I was talking to my friend today about a lot of stuff here in the protocol. And, one of those things was like, compounding right around that time. And when there was just Detonator, it was like, oh, like I think at least my feeling was like, oh, come on, just wake up, set that alarm and click compound or claim, whatever, right? Do something. But as we get more detonators as a service, and once we get to that double digit number, and then let's just say we get to 20 detonators as a services, how does that look? It's like you have to have that's your full-time job, sitting around waiting to click compound. And the more of these contracts that come online, the greater the necessity becomes for that auto compounding feature. But it has to be built, like in a manner that rewards those that still show up. Because, my personal belief is that the people that show up, the people that do the hard work, should see like the benefit of that labor. And I get it. Like a lot of people don't have time, the desire to do all that. But, to look at it and say like, maybe there are different, like, as you said, subscription like models, like, entry level, premium, etc. For, if you have multiple Detonator as a services, addresses, etc. Like, that's the thing. There can be a whole slew of options for what fits the bill for you. But like you said, AJ, that's down the line. And without spilling the beans of, obviously, well, everybody knows that the final form is being worked on. And I've been throwing fastballs at AJ's head the past few nights to try to get him to spill the beans. But he's the tough as nails batter. He's crowding the plate and not giving not giving an inch on it.
Nice try, Bo. Nice try, bro. No, I think I think early again as a New Year's present and whatever holiday whatever holiday you celebrate, maybe we'll drop the name. I think that would be cool. I know.
That'd be epic.
Yeah, I think that would get people excited. So again, I mean, EMP will function, fundamentally as it does now, but we have a lot that we're building on top of it that will really make the boardroom even more powerful as we move forward. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we found that new Lego kit that like got bought a few Christmases ago and got lost in the closet. And now we're looking at the best way to plug that in, right?
We have a whole bunch of new pieces, brother, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's right. Your friends brought over some, your relatives came over and brought some, and I'll just tell a weird story. So we always grew up playing with Legos. That's one of the toys we had. We had that and encyclopedias. So Legos and encyclopedias. But we've always loved Legos. We've been to like Lego competitions. We thought it was great. After my friends, that I was we grew up with, love Legos to the point of where when we had all graduated like college, we came back and we were sitting at his house in his mom's house, and she's like, "Why don't you boys get out those Legos and I'll make some sandwiches?" And well, she kind of tricked us because she took a picture and she sent it into the local newspaper, and it said, "Look, never too old to play with Legos." And we were all in our mid-20s sitting around playing Legos, eating sandwiches, and cookies and having some juice. And right there on the front page of the paper, there we all were playing. And I think it's a great story because it shows the creativity that that Legos really present. Minecraft is kind of the modern day version of that. Shout out to Jake. And so as we look at that, I love the idea of like DeFi being financial Legos, because like it harkens back to like when you were a kid and you use Legos, and I know your son is a big Lego fan, and it's really important to never lose like that love for creativity, because this is really the space to apply it, because there's so much that can be built. You just have to find those pieces, those pieces that maybe fell under the sofa, or those friends that have a different set than what you have, and see what you can Frankenstein together and see what happens. And sometimes you're going to build stuff that doesn't look so great or work so great, but there's that chance that you build just something amazing and unique that everybody wants to be a part of. But if you don't come together with those sets of Legos and find those friends, like, that never gets built. And so that special moment that should happen here, like, routinely in crypto, is never going to happen. So that's why I always talk about this idea of building together, and don't worry about fighting or wasting energy thinking you're going to fail or you can't do this, because that's something, like, as a kid, I don't think we tell ourselves, like, oh, I'm never going to play with that Lego set because I'm never going to be able to do it. Like, and I hope that no kid would ever feel like that, but genuinely just sitting on the floor, playing, plugging those pieces together and seeing what comes out. And DeFi truly really is, it's the same way, but it's funner to build these things with friends.
Yeah, amazing, Bull. I couldn't agree more, brother. And I think, code is very hard, but when you make the analogy again of Legos or puzzle pieces, I think that helps people really wrap their head around, what we are trying to do. And, by breaking some away and adding some in, like, we're not going to get it right the first time. We've always been fully transparent on that. I think we've done a hell of a job getting it right more often than not, which is a true testament to, again, the people that we have here, and the big brains that make up EMP, and the community. I mean, again, back to community, that is the backbone of any successful project. And, we still see the soft FUD even today, people that admittedly, did not do their own research, did not understand how the protocol works, especially, Detonator as a service. They get in, they don't really understand the fundamentals and how it works, and then they get upset because, they feel like they got screwed, because they didn't understand and do their own research. Well, you're going to find that anywhere, and unfortunately, yes, daily burst is going down, the pool balances are going down, and with that, it's the system trying to protect itself. But you have to realize that any of the APR, that and the returns measured in dollar value will eventually get back to where it is profitable to be in Detonator. And again, we're seeing a 90% drawdown on the crypto market overall. The fact that we're even functioning is a testament, let alone continuing to pay APR every single day. So, you really have to step back and kind of take it all in. We are doing everything we can to continue to improve Detonator, and Detonator as a service. The value is there. Other projects see that value even today, with the contract balance going down. It's not like we have people backing out of being part of Detonator. It's amazing. And the technology is killer, and having it again modularized. To go back to the Lego analogy, we can
See,
implement.
it's just too good, bro.
It is.
The
But I
Legos,
love it,
it's
Bull.
just too good.
It is. So, and other protocols don't have some other protocols don't have the capability, of implementing these really complex, contracts. And so, we'll be there to fill that need. It is super beneficial, no matter how you look at it, especially when we finally find a floor, in the overall crypto market, and, money is moving around a little bit better, because all these contracts survive on volume, and the more volume, the better. And we've done everything we can to incentivize new volume and continued volume, and we will continue to do that as well. So, it is what it is. We're gonna have the haters, we're gonna have the fudders. Treat them with love and respect, unless they're flat out, causing a scene, and just try to educate. And as we said in a few AMAs ago, if it does get out of hand, we are going to be a little bit more what did I say, Bull? Trigger happy with our band hammer. But yeah, I mean, I think that the tide is turning. The end of the year, is kind of crazy for everybody. We see a lot of tax harvesting. All the traders are spending time with family, so there's really not a lot happening in, financial markets overall. Obviously, crypto plays into that. So we just have to continue to build and get ready for a very, very productive and successful 2023. So I'm excited. I know a lot of you are
Yeah,
too.
of course. I'm permanently bullish. And just so I'm clear too, like, nobody is immune to fear. We all have like some level like of fear of like the overall market, right? The condition of the world, etc. And that's completely normal, completely cool. The thing is just to not panic and freak out, because when you sell, that's when you lock in your losses. That's when you create that regret, that you're going to say, in 9 months, like, ah, shit, why did I do that? And so, when we keep like, that broader horizon, like kind of into perspective and focus in on that, and, becoming more aware of like, for instance, like if everybody would just Google the Wall Street cheat sheet, like psychology cheat sheet, and you should be able to find it with those terms. Like you're going to see like the market is it's completely emotionally driven. It doesn't matter if it's the stock market. It doesn't matter if it's crypto. Now, crypto is more hype based, and it's faster moving, but it still follows that same general outline. And if you look at that and you see like the different emotions represented on that chart, you're gonna kind of come to some realization that like, oh shit, like really, this isn't it's not like everybody's a quant and sitting there calculating the numbers. It's emotionally driven, and especially crypto more so than Wall Street, but Wall Street also like emotionally driven. And where the easier way to look at that, if you're just looking at a chart, people are pumped when it's green. That is a visual representation of hype. Like they're pumped up. When it's red, they're scared, they're fearful. But truly, it's learning how to rein in those emotions, and what it means. One tool to deal with that is to understand that up and down action is completely normal. Like this isn't the end of crypto. This isn't the end of the world. I know there's a lot of the Chicken Little people out there that the sky is always falling. This is the end. This is the end of crypto. The dollar is going to collapse. The stock market. This is the end of the stock market. I'm 50 years old and I heard that my whole life. And you know what? That hasn't happened. We see it go up and down, but it's people's emotional reaction to something that causes that chart to look like that. It causes those prices to look like that, where we've said like the economics haven't changed in crypto, or here at EMP, but we see, like a reflection of like confidence going down. Is that a reflection of the overall market, the macro market in the world, a reflection on EMP? It's probably some of all of that, and differs with everybody. But truly, when we learn to like rein in those emotions and not let it impact us to the point of where like, you're pulling your hair out, biting your fingernails off, and, snapping at everybody. Because this should be like an enjoyable experience. If you're alone, if you are, if you haven't met any friends, don't accept DMs from the people that are DMing you right now. But make sure like that, just like any online forum, like when you meet friends, that person, those people's names that you see show up a lot, like in the chat, somebody that really resonates with you, try to form that friendship, because that's what this should be about. Like people, like when you make friends, you're more apt to come back, right? Like, when that time you move to a different school and you have no friends and you don't want to go to school, it's when you meet that first person that you become friends with and like you're excited to go back the next day. at kind of the core of it, we're all still just kids, right? Like, and it's the first day of school and everybody's a little bit nervous. And what do we do? And, by the middle of the school year, you're completely comfortable. You know how to find the lunchroom, you know where your locker is. This is no different. This is just finding those patterns, finding those rhythms, finding your best way through. But at the core of it, the very most basic level of that is like, school probably wouldn't have been enjoyable for you if you didn't have friends, and I would feel sorry for people that didn't. But here, you have the ability to make friends, to make this an enjoyable experience, to make you want to come back, and like that's something that's really going to drive you to be like that, to be that better investor, that better crypto user, whatever way that you want to look at it. And because they're going to encourage you to come back, it's going to be fun. It's not always going to be fun, there's going to be stress too, but if you're making money and they're filling in those gaps of knowledge that you don't have, like maybe you're not good at math, right? Or maybe you don't know where to find like news. Maybe this is your first crypto project. Maybe this is your first time investing something. But all of those people like that can help you like not make mistakes. Now that's not to say that everybody's going to give you perfect advice. That's never going to happen. But the point is that when you have a friend somewhere, it's so much more enjoyable to come back. So, truly, like if you haven't made friends here, try to find somebody, that really stands out to you, and, create some type of a relationship, because that's going to make you, feel a lot more comfortable here. It's going to help you kind of level off those emotions. And, hopefully you meet a whole bunch of people here that can fill in your gaps of knowledge and fast track like that, like your crypto career, so that, one day you're, not, no disrespect, like say you're flipping burgers right now. And, you want, something better paying to give you that financial freedom for the rest of your life. There's no better vehicle, than crypto. And, it's really, truly the funnest vehicle. It's the funnest road trip to be on. Of course, there's going to be issues with it. When you're on those road trips, somebody's going to have those annoying songs on. But, that's life. Everything's not always going to work out for you, but shit's always funner with friends.
Yeah, no doubt, Bull. And I know that we harp on this a lot. And, the overarching sentiment, I think, is like, moon boys and crypto being a solo sport, and yeah, I mean, everybody is responsible for their own decisions. Nobody's here pushing the buttons for you. And that is what makes crypto an amazing solo sport. But we always talk about crypto friends, because that is how you're going to get through these times, and especially if you're new to crypto. If you're a crypto veteran, every bear market becomes a little bit easier and easier. Although again, that the worst bear market is the bear market you're in. But all that being said is, that's why we always harp back on this: make crypto friends, make it fun, make it enjoyable to be here. Because if you have all of that in crypto, you end up being more and more successful. And that's not financial advice, but I can tell you that from my personal experience. I mean, the relationships that I've built in crypto, have allowed me to build a massive portfolio and to continue to want to be in the crypto space, regardless of the prices on a chart. And, it goes back to that old adage of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that is so true in crypto. And that is why we continue to bring up, making crypto friends, trying to be here for other reasons, than just the money. Yeah, obviously, we all want to make money here. We all want to, change our lives for the better. But that takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes work. And so those of you that are putting that in now are the ones that will benefit going forward. So again, it's not about being kumbaya and hippy dippy or whatever you want to call it. Everything that we say, especially from Bull's the king of community sentiment. That's where we're coming from on all this. So I could not agree more, Bull. You know, that's why I love you. And from the first time I met Bull, and even I know a lot of you guys and gals know this, you know, Bull just has a very unique way of putting things into perspective and talking about things, and that's why we're happy to have him part of the team. So, all right, awesome, Bull. Well, I think that was it as far as any questions as well. I know we have to give away $2,000 of EMP LP. Um, but I don't know, was there any other questions or comments that we saw?
Nope. Joe PV nicely put that chart in with a big explanation of the emotions broken down. So thanks, Joe.
Perfect. Thank you, Joe. All right, cool. All right, let me go ahead and pull up my my another Wheel of Fortune, or Wheel of the Fortunate, I guess, Bull. So this is one again. We're giving away 1,000 LP, EMP ETH LP, times 2, so a total of 2,000 EMP ETH LP, and these were for those of you that participated in the pre-sale.
$2,000.
Yes.
$2,000.
Thank you, Bo, for clarifying.
Worth.
Yes, $2,000 worth, not 2,000 LP. Good Lord, that'd be amazing. Maybe we'll do that for the next giveaway. But yeah, so all right, let me pull up the.
And just a
Yes,
reminder,
thank you, LA. Go ahead. Yeah.
just there were some insane odds for those of you who brought pre-sale packages. So just a reminder, you receive one entry for every package that you purchased. So some of you have more than one entry in there. So there's some very, very good odds for all of you, but especially for some of you. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, 100%. So again, a total of 47 entries from the pre-sale, but some of those are duplicates because they bought multiple pre-sale sets. And so yeah, all right, here everything is inputted into this reel. I hope it works out good. And again, we'll be picking 2 of them. So the first winner of $1,000 worth of EMP ETH LP is. All right, that is our first winner, ending in 627F. 627F. All right, let's do one more. Good luck, everybody. All right, and it is a different one. D2B38. D2B38. So you will be getting that 1,000 LP applied to your detonator balance. So if you are the winner, please reach out to us.
$1,000 worth of LP.
Thank you, Bull. Thank you, bro. Oh man, that's bad.
I can reach out to the 2 winners also.
All right, yeah, we have your info on the pre-sale sheet, so we'll coordinate with all of you privately. Don't respond to any scammers, and we'll never ask you to send funds or connect. We'll be able to do all that on the back end. So yes, and $1,000 worth of LP, not 1,000 LP. So awesome. Well, congrats. There's $2,000 that we are giving away on top of all the other things that we give away every single day here at EMP. So, all right, let me pull up my screen. Give me one more minute. All right, awesome. Well, LA or Bull, anything else that we need to go over? I know, again, major partnerships in the works. We will have full updates on those as we move forward. The EMP, I'm really excited for. I think it'll be very beneficial. And one more thing too, I wanted to just clarify. And do me a favor, all of you that are listening. Well, not only I need you to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you smash the like button. I gotta get better about always remembering that. But more importantly, when you see people talking about the price of EMP and the potential selling pressure on EMP, please remind them that when we are below peg, EMP is deflationary. And I don't think that we talk about that enough. Again, the seigniorage model is built on inflation, but that inflation only happens when we are above peg. And that's why it's so, such an amazing economic model that protects itself. Because when we're below peg, that is all the EMP that is in existence. And so with projects like the Magic Auto Vaults, or the Yield Wolf. Well, Magic was the one that burns. With the Magic Auto Vault, any of the auto compounders that sell EMP to buy more EMP, that is again buying pressure on EMP, and we're gonna get to a point where um, there is, less and less EMP available because all the good actors are soaking up the free EMP, and that is what will drive price up, and get us back to peg. So, those of you that continue to buy EMP, and maybe dollar cost average down, you're getting more and more ownership of the protocol every day. So, I don't think that we talk about it that way enough, and especially with people that come in and they're not as familiar with seniors models. Um, the bleeding will stop eventually, and once it does, with the buying pressure, with the burning, and being below peg and not creating any new EMP, peg is inevitable. So, just we had to get there. So, and again, none of that is financial advice. We're doing everything we can, to support the protocol, but at the end of the day, this is DeFi and it is high risk. So, Bull or LA, anything you want to add to that? Any final words? Go ahead.
I guess I'll just say, congrats to that person that really went off on NF trade this morning, and purchased one of those defenders.
Yeah, Bull. I think your bull sold for like 4 grand or something crazy. So yeah, congrats to you, man. The Bull Gates Bull defender is turning out to be a very desirable one. So yeah, and we did get featured on NFT trade for high volume today. So again, until rewards are live, the floor has been really thin on the defenders as well. So, all right, awesome, Bull. All right, LA, anything else you want to say? I hate to cut you off, so I'd like to give everybody a final say here. So,
No, all good. You guys killed it. So I think that's it for tonight.
all right, awesome. So, and again, we are moving into the every other day cycle. So we will not be here tomorrow, but we will be back the day after. And Wednesday, again, I'm trying to get Jason Baxter of Up Finance on to talk a little bit more about how the token economics work, how it's beneficial to EMP, a little bit more about their ecosystem, and we are working on a VDC video with Growth DeFi as well. So if you have not participated in their VDC or virtual deposit contract with both eShare and EMP, please go check them out. Go to their Telegram and ask some questions. They have an amazing Medium article that they release that also will help you, and support those that support us. So that is my request for the end of the year. So, all right, everybody. Again, much love to all of you. Good night. Good day. We'll see you in 2 days.